Hi Flosstube, it's me, Jen, Backcountry Stitcher. I exist. I still have a floss tube that I have not posted on since, I don't know, July? That sounds right. Um, I did a floss tube extra on the Queen City Stitch Retreat, but this is my first real floss tube update since, yeah, I think it was like July. There's been a lot going on. It was a lot of work and travel and backpacking season. So I just didn't get a chance to film a floss tube. So here we are. I have a lot to show you guys. I have a couple of really, I think they're big finishes, but um, you tell me. So I have a couple of big finishes. Two are mine, and then I do have one other finish of somebody else's that I want to share because she doesn't have a floss tube, but it really meant a lot to me, so I'm going to share that. And I have a lot of whips going on over here. I just really have them in a pile. This isn't going to be very organized. I'm going to do the best that I can. And it's been so long that honestly, to find the photos of where I was last time is going to be a little bit difficult. So I may or may not be able to put up photos of like the last time you saw them. It's probably going to just be where I'm at today. So we're just going to go from there. At the end of the video, I'll just briefly mention Stitch West. I did not do a vlog for Stitch West. To be perfectly honest with you, I was just tired. Like, I had such a great time. Like, don't get me wrong, it was so much fun and it was great seeing people. But it kind of came at the end of a lot of travel for me and just starting back work after being on leave. So I just did not vlog, but I'll tell you about it at the end, and I'll kind of update you if you're interested at the end about what I've been doing in my personal life and why I haven't been here. So I think that's what I want to say. Okay, so I'm going to just jump into the finishes first. I'm really excited about these. So these are finishes that if you've been watching me from the beginning, or if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know you'll recognize these. So I finished Warrior Kitty. So this is Drake Warrior Kitty, and it is a snippet by the Cross Stitch Studio, and I love him so much. So here he is. This is a close-up, and I mean, come on. He's so cute. I love him. So he's gonna get framed. He's gonna get framed. It's gonna be a minute until I frame him because my framer is currently not taking new orders. It's just a busy time of year. I think she got a little bit behind with some stuff. So it's gonna be a minute before he gets framed, but he came out so stinking cute. I mean, I just love like these whiskers here. I mean, if you've ever seen cat whiskers, they're like, you know, they're clear basically. And the way that they came out, in this cross stitch is like just how they did it with the different, like these are basically like the same colors, just lighter colors of what's behind them. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't think it makes any sense. But anyway, I'm just in love with the whiskers. I'm in love with his eyes. I'm just in love with him. So this took probably about 1.5 years, but I was, you know, stitching on other things too. He's pretty cute. Let's see. So Drake Warrior Kitty is done. D-O-N-E, done. So that is my first big finish. You can go here. There we go. Now this other one is actually a finish. I finished this right before we left for Hawaii because I wanted to take her to the Queen City Stitch Retreat. So I finished Lilith, and here she is. So Lilith she's a Mirabilia. Let me just hang on. It's really hard for me to do this when the fabric is as enormous as I got it. So here's the close-up. So Lilith is a Mirabilia. And you don't see her stitched a lot. I mean, at least not on Flosstube. But I just adore her. So I brought her to the Queen City Stitch Retreat. I mean, look at all of that beading in her headdress. And she was actually I think she was the only, I didn't see another Lilith there. This is Lilith of Labrador. And, oh, and I stitched her on 32 count Lugana in the color Tsunami by Be Stitch Me. And I really love it. I love her so much. So she needs to get framed. And I am considering, I don't know, I'm considering having Jill Rensel frame her. Jill Rensel, if you haven't seen Jill Rensel framings, go look them up. She is known for her matting and her unique way of framing the image, and she paints on the mats, and she's absolutely incredible. She's one of the best framers as far as like creativity goes out there, and cross stitchers all over know her. The reason I was considering her is honestly, she's really close to my house. She's only like 40 minutes from my house. So, I don't know, this girl, or Lilith, has so much sparkle in her, and, I don't know. I just feel like it's fun. Now, the one downside is that she's like it's like a year wait to get your piece back. So that's the only thing kind of holding me back. But I just feel like with how flowy Lilith is, she would, I don't know. So I'm thinking about Jill Rensel, but I'm not sure. I'll keep you guys updated. So those are my two big finishes. Or my only two finishes really, in the time. I do want to share, so my friend, there is a finish I want to share that's not mine, but it means a lot to me, and so I want to make sure I share this early in the video. My friend Christina did this. Now, Christina used to have a Flosstube. She doesn't anymore, but she does still post on Instagram. It's Stitchy Symphony. And I will put her Instagram name down there, so you should definitely give her a follow. So I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit with the Stitch West scenario. So at Stitch West, the Stitch West designer was Jody Rice, who is the designer of Satsuma Street. And she did two exclusive designs. I'll save one till the end when I talk about Stitch West. But she did a pattern, and then she also did a pattern and a kit. And the kit was this. Christmas fun. And it's super cute. Like, really, really cute. Just adorable. It's got some beads and little like treasure, I guess they're like, I don't know, what do you call them, like sequins, like right here. So really cute, but if you know me, you know that this is not up my alley. For me, I don't celebrate Christmas. I'm Jewish, so we don't celebrate Christmas. So I was like, oh, okay, like, well, I guess I could stitch it for someone. I wasn't going to stitch it for myself. Really cute. I really appreciate the thought. But it wasn't, It's just not something I'm going to stitch for myself. So Christina, in her, Christina's the most thoughtful person. She didn't want me to feel left out. Because everyone was like so excited, they get a Christmas ornament, and I was like, hey. Not that I'm not appreciative of the thought, but she didn't want me to feel left out. So she did a conversion of this, and she converted it into a Hanukkah fawn. Look at that. So this is, she made it into a menorah. So these are the 8 candles for the 8 nights of Hanukkah. And then this is the shamash, which is the big candle that we use to light all the lower down candles. So, and you can't really, it's not showing up here, but this is, she used credit, she backstitched, it's a Star of David. So it's wearing a little Star of David necklace. But I just thought that this was so thoughtful. So she stitched that for me. And I'm either gonna put it in a hoop to make it into like a Hanukkah ornament decoration, or I may try to finish it as like a pillow or something if I can learn how to sew, which may happen. I don't know. That's a discussion I'm having with friends right now. So I just really, even though this isn't my finish, I didn't stitch it. It was really important for me to share this with all of you guys, because it meant a lot to me that she did this. So yeah. So that is a Christmas fawn turned into Hanukkah fawn. So yeah, she gave that to me today when we met up for our stitchy meetup, and it was just, I was so moved. I made her cry. But it was really nice. So anyway, so those are the finishes. All right, so let's get into some WIP. So what have I been working on? I think I have six projects that I've really been working on. And yeah, I have 6 projects here. So we'll start with I guess we'll call it my travel piece. This is, I have not gotten done much though. For all the travel I've been doing, I haven't gotten, oh wait, no, I think it's 7 pieces. Sorry. I haven't gotten much done on it, but this is the reindeer, and this is Cottage Garden Samplings, A Year in the Woods. This is number 12. And I have been trying to stitch, I want to stitch all of them, although at the pace I'm going with this one, I don't know, it's not looking so good. But anyway, so this is where I'm at. I have like a board, so I'm going to try and use that because I'm hoping that that will help. It's like it's a foam board or something. So this is where I'm at. So I've done almost the entire body of the reindeer. I still have to put some white on the tail. I still have to add some stuff to the, well, I have some other colors I have to do to the tail, but I started very brief start on the antler, big antler here. It's going to be enormous. So I'm not like, I mean, I've gotten a lot of the heavy stitching done because I got the body of the reindeer done, but there's still a lot to go. And I work on this at the airport, and I I'm very lucky because I travel enough that I have earned myself a place in the Delta Sky Lounge. So I do stitch on this in the lounge. I try to stitch on this on the plane a little bit, but it's, I also try to stitch on this at the hotel, but I'll be honest with you, especially when I'm traveling for work, I'm so exhausted by the end of the day that, I mean, there are nights where I pass out at like 7:30. I am just like dead. Or I get home, I get back to the hotel at like 6 and I fall asleep for like an hour, am up for like an hour and a half and then go back to sleep. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. So this is where I'm at with him. I finished 3 other, wait, 1, 2, yeah, 3 others, I think. That sounds right. And so this is the 4th one I'm working on, and there's 12. So at some point I'll get through all of them. I don't know what I was actually thinking about these today, and I was like, oh, it'd be really cute to have a set of pillows, and you could like have a different set for each season for the guest room or something. But I don't sew, so yeah, I gotta learn how to sew, you guys. I really do. So that is the reindeer. I'm trying to think. I think what I'm gonna do, because I want to make sure I take photos of these. I'm just gonna put them right here, and I'll put the bags. Now, the other thing I want to mention too is that, so I have this this bag that I keep it in, and I'll explain why I'll mention this. So this is the project bag that I use for him, and it is magical zebras. I mean, how amazing is that? I don't even know where you find this fabric, but this was made by a lovely lady named Cheryl Kaiser, and she was at Stitch West this year. And well, I got this at Stitch West last year, and I actually won one of her other project bags last year, but that project bag is at my mom's house, so I don't have that one to show. But she makes really nice bags. She's got these like, she finds this like vinyl, like these hearts are printed on the vinyl, which I thought was really cute. And the little like, I don't know what she calls these, like keychains, fobs. I don't know. It's a nice big zipper pull. But she was really sweet, and she actually gave me this here because I didn't win anything at Stitch West, which is fine. But in my Flosstube extra for the Queen City Stitch Retreat, I mentioned how I like never win anything, which I now cannot say because I did win stuff at Queen City Stitch Retreat. I won that. The big one that I won was the Queen of Peace. But I said that, she's like, you're gonna win something, and I didn't, so she felt bad. So she gave me, she was a vendor, and she gave me this little cup with these craft sticks in it, and she said a lot of people use it for the 12 by 12, which I don't do. I think it's for like on Christmas or New Year's, I think it is. You stitch on something every hour for 12 hours, and like you can write what you're going to stitch on the craft sticks. I actually am going to use this next year because I want to get a bunch of new starts next year, and I'll talk more about that as the year finishes. So I want to get a bunch of new starts next year, and I'm going to use this to pick out. I'm going to write numbers and have numbers on a piece of paper, and that'll be how I pick this. So that's what I'm going to use. She also gave, I thought this was really sweet too, this little stitchy book for stitching friends. And so I'm not going to show you well, I guess I can show you an empty page, but just, I didn't want to show my friends' addresses. Just like your name, Instagram address, all of that stuff. And there's a little like stitchy kindness or happy mail tracker in here. So I thought that was really sweet of her. She doesn't have like an Etsy or anything like that. But she does sell at retreats, sell her bags at retreats. She will be at the Stitch West spring retreat next year too. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that because I really like that. And I thought that was really sweet of her. So, okay. Oh wait, oops. I should probably put the pattern back in the project bag so that I don't lose it, because that will happen. This is gonna be a longer video this time, you guys. So the next one I've been working on is been Summer from the Cricut collection. It is not summer anymore. So I am definitely behind on this, but I have finished autumn, winter, and spring. So this is the last one I have to do. Yeah, Christina was like, are you going to finish it for by the end of summer? And I was like, probably not. I mean, honestly, I did a lot of backpacking this season, and that took, that's a whole weekend, right? So, which I had a lot of fun. So I have done, and it's a little hard to tell, like you can, this shows up, this has better contrast. Let me see. Oops. I just want to see it. Just stick with me here. I'm going to see if this is better a little bit without the ring light, but it has better contrast in person, honestly. So I've got the M and the E completely done. I'm working on the R. I mean, I have the letter R done, but I got to get all the little paraphernalia associated with it done too. So, really fun. And sorry, I didn't iron any of this stuff. It was sitting in the hoop, so you guys will just have to deal. Really fun stitch. These stitch up really easy. The letters are nice and big and blocky. It does get a little fiddly in places like here and here, like where the grapes are, and like the carrots and stuff, just because there's like two, these birds here are super fiddly. There's like two different colors of brown, a color of red, and then this little one of yellow, and then there's the little foot. So there's a lot happening in that teeny tiny little bird. So that's better. So it's just the way the shadow's hitting it. So yeah, so I'm hoping to get the R done soon, and then I can move on over and finish it up, but they don't take too long to stitch, honestly. And this is on, oh, I should have mentioned the reindeer was on 32 count linen in the color Storm by Picture This Plus. And this is, I know it's Under the Sea Fabrics. That much I know. Here it is. 32 count Lugana Midsummer Night by Under the Sea Fabrics. So that is where I'm at with Summer. I've got the mer part. And that was a lot of stitching. That sunflower sun. Okay, and this is in, I showed this on my Queen City Stitch Retreat, but this is in my project bag that Kelly, who's Pages and Stitches on Flosstube and Instagram, she made this project bag for me, which is so sweet. And the scissor fob's got like, or the zipper pull's got a little mushroom on it. Look at that. She loves mushrooms, so that's in that bag. All right. Put the pattern back in here. Oh my God, everything's just a mess. Okay. All right. The next one I have is my disintegration. And I'm just gonna pull it up on, so this is what it's gonna look like. Oh wait, let me turn, oh, I don't want to turn my ring back on just yet, but that's what it's going to look like. This is a Heaven and Earth design, and it's by, the artwork's by Stephanie Puman Law. Love it. And I'm going to turn my ring light. Maybe I'm going to turn my ring light. Oh, there we go. Back on. There we go. That's better. And I got a page finish. So that's why it's out of the Q-snap. I have to be honest, I've been struggling with this piece a little bit. So I finally finished the page, and I'm stitching this on 20 count, 20 count Aida, 2/1 full cross. I'm just gonna stretch it a little bit there. So here is where we are at. This board is not working very well for this because it's just too small. So I have finished, hang on. I actually have I usually don't have my pattern keeper stats with me. But because I have my pattern keeper with me, I have finished, I'm at 19.42%. I've done 30,756 stitches, and this is 4 pages. There's like 20, there's 20 full pages, but then there's a bunch of like tiny pages. So that's what it looks like far away. And then this is close. It just looks a mess close up, especially like on film. I don't know. It looks terrible when I put it up here. So I'm just going to do this. That's better. That's better, right? So I've been doing this page by page now because I switched to doing it in a Q-snap. I'm doing cross country in kind of like a cross country, like I pick my symbols based on the diagonal. And then I stitch on the diagonal cross country and kind of move up and down. It makes sense to me, at least. But yeah, and then I've been doing it by page, but I do kind of bleed over into the next page just because I don't want to, don't want to risk page lines or anything like that. So yeah. This last page was a struggle because it was like here. So it was just all background. And I'm debating right now because there's still another like page and like another little page, like column, I guess, of like, there's like a page and then a 12 row column over here. And it is pretty much all background. I struggled with the background in this last page, just getting through it. It was a lot. There was like some color, but it's mostly just like tans and browns, which I know, I get it. Like that's most of the piece, or that's a lot of the piece. But so I'm deciding whether to finish coming over here and just finish this top row, or if I just start moving down and do like a page here and then come back and do this. I don't know. Part of me wants to just get this part over with. I mean, I hate saying that, like it's cross stitching. I love it, but like get it over with like it's a chore. I mean, it's cross stitching. So I may do that. There is some, yeah, there's a couple of like there's like this stuff over in that page, and oops. Okay, you know what? Forget it. You get the idea. So I think I may do that just to keep with how I'm stitching along. I don't know. But yeah, that's Disintegration. Heaven and Earth Designs, Stephanie Puman Law. And I think if I had to do a Haid again, which I probably will, I honestly think I would do it on 18 count. I know it'll be big, but the 20 count, I like doing 2 strands because I like to do the loop start. It just makes my life so much easier. But I feel like it's a little tight on the 20 count, so I probably would move to 18 count. So, alrighty. I'm not gonna take this one out of the Q-snap. Hopefully the next time you see her stitching, the stitching will be done and I will be ready to move on to beading. So this is Cathedral Woods Goddess, and this is a Mirabilia. And there were a lot of people stitching on her actually at the retreat. I didn't think there were that many people stitching on her, and then at the Queen City retreat there was just a ton of these, and there were a few finished pieces, and actually someone finished, was Licking Floss, I think it's Sarah, oh, I want to say Sarah, but that's probably wrong. She finished hers there with the beading and everything, and it was so cool to see. So yeah, so I am I am almost done with the stitching. So this is where I am. So so I just have this part of her dress and then some leaves and stuff in here to do. That's it. And then I can start the massive amount of beading on her. I have a few other areas like up here that need to be backstitched. I was going to do all the backstitching at the end, and then I started backstitching as I went. And so yeah, so I have a couple areas that need backstitching. I am loving this thread here. This is Slate. It's a Karen Water Lily, and it's like green and purple, and just the variegation is just beautiful. There is so much Krennic in this, you guys. They do not tell you, you need more Krennic than what they tell you on the pattern. These leaves, I mean, look at all of that. They're beautiful. Is that a hair? Yeah, I got like, oh wait, no, that's just a shadow. Okay. So much Krennic in her. But somebody, I started using wax, like beeswax, to kind of get on the tip to make threading the needle easier, because that was one of the things I was struggling with a lot, was threading the Krennic, and that has helped a lot. So that's made it a little bit less of a pain in the tuchus. But yeah, there's a lot of Krennic, and there's gonna be beads like all in here and along a lot of these leaves, and I don't know what I've gotten myself into, but she's gonna be beautiful. I got kind of into a holding pattern with the dress because I ran out of a color, and I was actually stitching it, and I'd already highlighted it on my pattern that I was gonna do that color. Thankfully, Suki, she had that color because she had some full coverages with her, so she lent me a strand so I could at least finish that, but I just bought more today. So yeah, so she is coming along really, really nicely, and I'm hoping that the next time I film, to have her finished, or have the stitching finished, so that she'll be out of the Q-snap to show you her in her full glory. Put that in there. I'm just gonna quick sip of my drink. All right, moving forward. Yeah, okay. I have 2 more Mirabilias because I love Miras now. This is red, and and I got this. Oh, I gotta show this to you. Okay, so I got this at the Notions Exchange at the Queen City retreat, and I got it, and it was like this little thing, and I was like this, and I was like trying to, I didn't know what it was. No idea what it was. Watch this. Watch this. you push it, wait, you push it this way. So you push it down and out and it pops out. It's a little orc catcher. Like, what? Isn't that so cute? And then it just like you have your orts in there, but you can still like just squeeze it up and they get stuck in there. That was brilliant. Anyway, moving on. So this is Red, and I stitch on her since the last time, you guys. Since the last time I filmed a video. I just don't know where I was at. So that is Red. She is Mirabilia. And this is where I'm at with her. So I've got her arm coming out. This is her holding her cape. It's part of her dress right here. So we're moving up. I'm not quite ready to move the Q-snap just yet, but I'll be getting there pretty soon because this is a lot of empty space. Oh, and I'm sorry. This was stitched on 32 count Lugana in the color Heritage by Picture This Plus. Sorry if you could just hear my Pomeranian. And this is on, oh no, what is this on? I have no idea. Did I lose the thing? I got it. I think it's Grace Notes Fabrics, but I think I lost the, well, if I figure it out, is it Grace Notes Fabrics? I don't know, guys. Okay, well, if I figure it out, I'll put it in there, but if I don't, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure it's Grace Notes Fabrics, but I have no idea which one. So I do know it's a 32 count Lugana. So it looks kind of weird, I feel like, especially like in here, like kind of along here, because this is all gonna be like beaded. This is all beaded here, so, but yeah, I don't have much much done on it. Well, I don't know, a decent amount, you know. Yeah, got the upper left quarter I'm working on here. So I should, because there's a lot of dead space up here, I should have this upper left quarter stuff done, and then I'll move over to the upper, wait, no, this is the upper right. Her upper right. I don't know. My brain's fried. So that's Red. I brought her to the last 2 retreats, but I didn't work on her, and I don't know why. She hasn't been calling to me lately. I like it when I work on her because I love the colors. It's just, they're so, you know, they're so pretty. But yeah, she just wasn't calling to me at the retreat. So that is Red. In my lovely project bag that my mom made me. And then, boy, get over here. All right, 2 more. So this one's actually a new start. This was my Queen City Stitch Retreat new start. And I started, it's another Mirabilia, Sapphire, September Sapphire Fairy. And I picked her because I really like her. She's super pretty. Sapphire and September is my birth month, so I thought she was a good one. And I got just, what's happening here? I got like a little bit of a start on her. So this is her dress. This is gonna be the arm, like the draping part from her arm on her dress. And then this is like her cape or butt poof. I don't know. But small start on her. This is stitched. I really should have been more prepared for this. As far as like, oh, this is stitched. This is definitely Grace Notes fabric. Okay. This is Grace Notes Fabrics, Lugana 32 count almond milk. Had that one. So almond milk. So just a really you know, small. So I actually, like this part right here, I did like 8 hours of stitching and just got like this done right here on the last day of the Queen City retreat, because I was like, you don't get as much stitching done at these retreats as you think you would. There's a lot of talking, a lot of walking around, a lot of being enabled, shopping. There's a lot to do. I do also want to point out this little, like, so this right here is a little hedgehog, Ray, which is a Ray Stitching Sunshine. She was giving these out. These are not needle minders. These are just little stitching buddies, and they're really cute. And yeah, she just sits there. And then Christina gave these little needle minders out. Super cute little turtle. So that is September Sapphire Fairy, and I have really been enjoying working on this one too. Love it. Love these blues. And it's weird, like there's like browns, really dark browns in here. And I was like stitching it and I said, why is there so many browns? Like this is supposed to be like blue and green, but it really makes sense once you add in the blues and pull it back with the shadows. And Nora kind of talked about that, about like how you have to do these like browns and kind of odd colors that you wouldn't expect to get the shadows and to get the depth in the piece. So yeah. And then the last one, I don't have a mock-up. This is, or like I'll try to insert it here. This is Pretty Little Hawaii. I just don't have a printed mock-up, and I don't think I have it, because I don't think I had it on Pattern Keeper. Yeah, I don't have it. And this is, this is Pretty Little Hawaii. This was my whole, we went to Hawaii for 2 weeks. This was my new start for that. And I haven't gotten much done, but that's where we got. See my little llama out of the way. So I got some waterfalls, a couple palm trees, or coconut trees, I should say. These are going to be backstitched, and they're going to be little tikis. This is supposed to represent the road to Hana. And actually she has, let me tell you, because in the thing, she shows you like what each thing is supposed to be, or is supposed to represent. So let's see, this is, so the waterfalls is the Nepali coast on Kauai. And this is supposed to be the road to Hana, which is on Maui, which we did. And there's a lot of bridges on it, and they're tiny. They're like one lane. It's super scary. It's not super scary, but it's a narrow, windy road. So this is a really fun stitch. You can't really tell, you can't really tell on the screen, but there's like, it's a printed fabric, and I can't remember, it is on a printed fabric. Can you tell from far away? I don't know, kind of, I don't know. There's like gray streaks in it. It's hard to tell. There you go. You can kind of see it, but I really like it. You know, I have no idea. I just got it at my LNS. I just picked it up at Craft Center one day. So that's Pretty Little Hawaii. And of course I stitched on this at Stitch West because Satsuma Street, Jody Rice was the designer there. So, all right. So that is all the stitching that I have for you guys today. I don't have haul, because I kind of showed you guys a few things away. The only haul I have is, it's not really haul. I'll share with you the patterns that we got at Stitch West. But I don't really have much haul because honestly, and I know this is going to sound like completely awful, I did not do shopping at Stitch West. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I just did not feel like shopping. I looked around and I was just like, yeah, like I really like everything. It's super pretty, but I didn't buy any fabric because I have a ton of fabric and I was just like, oh, I don't have anything in mind for these. And I'm debating about moving to 28 count for my miras and I don't know. And then I didn't buy any project bags either because my mom makes me project bags now. I mean, I guess I could always use more project bags. I probably should have brought, I don't know. So anyway, so I didn't do much shopping. So I'll just jump into Stitch West. So Stitch West, I'll just give you a brief recap. It was awesome. It was held at the Marriott at City Creek Center, downtown Salt Lake City. I live in, well, not in Salt Lake City, but I live in a suburb of Salt Lake City. But I still stayed at the hotel because, and I did that last year too. I don't like driving on the highway in general, and I don't like driving on the highway at night. So I did not want to have to deal with that because I knew I wasn't going to want to leave before dark every night. So I stayed at the hotel, and it was really fun. I got to see a bunch of my friends. Yeah, I think I got to see almost everyone from last year. Our friend Janine couldn't make it, and I got to see some new friends. So it was, yeah, I mean, people like, there was Julie from Stitching at the Cabin was there, Renee, the Appalachian Stitcher, Suki, the Brown-Eyed Stitcher. This was her first Stitch West. I've been to another retreat with her. We're going to see each other in November again. And then we had Christina, who's Stitchy Symphony, Jamie, who was Cross Stitch and Chill. She hasn't posted in a minute, but we'll talk her back into it. And then there were a few other friends there, Rhonda, Sandra, Michelle, who don't have floss tubes, but they're awesome. So we had a really great table. Jen, I should mention our friend Jen, she owns What Are You Doing Studios. She does like some awesome, she was selling t-shirts and I didn't buy any because I have a lot of her t-shirts. She actually gave us a t-shirt and I forgot to, I'll show it in my next video. I will show it, Jen, in my next video. I'm sorry. But she sells some really great like cross stitching t-shirts and bags and just a whole bunch. I'll link her down below. She's great. But we had Jody Rice was the guest designer. And I showed you the ornament that she made already. And then this one was Winter Welcome. Let me actually take this. Sorry for the noise. This is Winter Welcome. So it's a little welcome sign. So that was the Stitch West. You'll notice a theme with winter. That was the Stitch West exclusive from Jody Rice. And they didn't say when she was going to release this. Usually with most retreats, it's like a year after the retreat, they release it to the public. But I don't know if that's the case here. That's just usually what happens, but I don't know. So we see a lot of winter stuff at Stitch West because Utah, Salt Lake City is known for its snow, which is part of the reason my husband and I moved here was for the skiing. Yeah, so I thought that was really cute. And then we also had little Stitch Girl, Jordan Nickel. I think it's Nickel. That sounds, yeah, her and her mom, well, Jordan and Jamie. So I think, oh, who's the mom and who's the daughter? Jordan Nickel and Jamie Benson are mother-daughter duo. They are little Stitch Girl, and they gave us Stitch West exclusive patterns as well. This one is snow-capped. And I do love all of the snowflakes on this one. I actually really like this pattern. I can see myself stitching this one. I might choose a darker, I don't know. No, because this is dark. I don't know. And then Winter Departs. This one was designed by Jamie. It says, I love when winter starts, but even more when winter departs. Which this one, I will be honest with you, I don't know if I'll stitch because I actually love winter. I love winter. I am always looking forward to it, to the snow. And it's not just because I ski. I also just like I just like the snow. I think it's really pretty. So, um, but yeah, so those were really cute. So it was a really good retreat. I thought they had a bunch of giveaways, and there was someone that actually, I can't remember who it was, wrote a little song about cross stitching, and it was actually really good. Um, they had a big lighted letters. I'll put a picture of all of us standing in front of it that said Stitch West, and there were a bunch of vendors there. And I don't know how many people were there. It had to have been like 250 maybe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but there were a lot of people there, and it was in a new room this year. It was a much better room, I feel like. It was bigger. The temperature was actually fine this year, and because last year it got super cold towards the end, but it was a great retreat. There were a lot of I got a lot of little like knickknacks and things and like scissor fobs and things that people gave away. I'm not going to go through all of those. It's a lot. So it was a really great retreat, and it I was exhausted. The other thing too is that the eclipse was happening. So if you don't live on this side of the country, you may not know there was a big annular eclipse, which is basically like a ring of fire eclipse. So instead of getting a full eclipse, there's like a ring of light around, and we weren't in the zone of totality in Salt Lake. That was more southern Utah. There were a lot of people that went down to southern Utah to get into the area of totality, but we were at like 80 to 90, we were probably at like 90% totality, and it was really sweet. They gave everybody eclipse glasses so that we could all go out and watch the eclipse together, and that was a ton of fun. So yeah, so it was a good time. Stitch West is now having a spring retreat as well. They are doing that up in Ogden. Ogden is about 30 minutes north of Salt Lake City, about 45 minutes north of where I live. That's going to be at a hotel. I can't remember which hotel, but it's going to be down the road from Shepherd's Bush, which will be nice. So I am going, and my friend Christina's going, trying to talk my friend Jamie into going, but that's going to be in the spring. I can't remember the exact dates, but I did get into that. So that should be fun as well. So thank you, Deb and Kef from Snug Harbor Crafts, for putting on a great retreat. So that is Stitch West. So I'll give you guys a brief rundown of where I've been. So if you guys who probably have made it this far already know, I'm a veterinary dentist, or you may not already know, I don't know. And so I've been traveling a lot. I teach veterinary dentistry at clinics across the country for a company. And I have been doing that a lot. So I did that a lot over the summer. It was backpacking season, and so I went on several backpacking trips. My husband came with me on a few of them. I did a solo backpacking trip with me and my dog. That was a lot of fun. That was like a 13-mile trip, which was fun. And yeah, so I did that a lot over the summer. Ski season's going to be starting soon too. So, well, soon, I say it'll be in like December, but yeah, so backpacking took up a bunch of time because, like, it's a whole weekend. We only did we only did one night trips this year. We didn't do any like multi-night trips. We just didn't have the time for it. So that happened, and that was going on, and then I took, at the end of mid-September. I don't even know what dates are. Mid-September, I took a month leave of absence from work, and I took that time my husband and I went to Hawaii for 2 weeks. We were on the Big Island, and we were in Maui, and we did a couple of days in Oahu as well. and we were there celebrating my 40th birthday. So it was a big trip. I took a month off because then the Queen City Stitch Retreat was literally like a week after we got back. So I was just like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm going to just take the whole month off. So I was gone for that. And then, of course, the 2 retreats. Hawaii was absolutely incredible. We went to Volcanoes National Park and Haleakala National Park, which 10 out of 10 recommend. But here's what I will say is that we got very lucky at Volcanoes because the volcano had been erupting for a while, and then in June it stopped. So this is Kilauea's, it has been erupting. In June it stopped, and I was like, oh, all right, well, I can't control a volcano. I have control over a lot of things in my life. A volcano is not one of them. So I was kind of disappointed, but I was like, well, we're still gonna go. It'll still be cool to see all the, you know, volcano formations and stuff. And we got really lucky because about 2 days before we started our trip, we about 2 days before we started our trip, the volcano started erupting again. And boy, was it erupting. I'll put some pictures and stuff in. But it then it erupted. It was gorgeous. We had such a great time. We went at night and saw all the lava. And then like 2 days after we left, it stopped. So I don't know how we got so lucky to time it that right, but that was pretty incredible. Kilauea was incredible. You go above the clouds there, went to go up to the crater. There's a couple of different parts of Kilauea, Haleakala, what am I saying? You go up above the clouds to see this big crater, and it's beautiful. And then we did the road to Hana, and then went around to like the rainforest side of Haleakala, and saw some beautiful, beautiful waterfalls. We stayed at some resorts, which I did not realize I was gonna like staying at resorts that much, where I had nothing to do but sit by the pool and have people bring me drinks and food. I was like, I'm gonna get bored with that. No. I did not get bored with that. We did a lot of snorkeling. We swam with sea turtles. We got really lucky. We swam with some sea turtles. We did a manta ray night dive. It wasn't a dive, night snorkel. And we swam with manta rays, which was magical. And yeah, it was an incredible trip. Really, really had a lot of fun. So that was a couple of weeks. And yeah, so the next few weeks, I am not going to be able to post probably until end of November, I'm hoping. I have coming up, what do I have coming up? I'm going to Kentucky. It's the National Veterinary Dental Forum in Louisville. So I will be there. I have to be there for a full week because I'm on some committees, well, a committee, and I'm teaching. It's a whole thing. So I'll be there for a week, and then I teach the first weekend of November. And then the weekend after that, I'm going to Ohio, Yellow Springs, Ohio for Stitching in the Springs. So it, yeah, and then after that, I think I have a few weeks off before I have 2 teaching weekends in a row in December. And then after that, it's going to be like Christmas and New Year's. So I'll have a bit of a break. So that is what I have for you today. It's been almost an hour. This is one of my longest videos. So thank you if you made it to the end with me. I appreciate it. And I will hopefully post another update. Probably, what was it? Yeah, it's probably gonna be about a month or so. And I'll have hopefully some more progress for you. All right, well, thanks for sticking with me, you guys. I really appreciate it. You all take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.